No Means No, written by L.M. Wasylciw and narrated by Jack Wynters. Prologue. Matthew Blackwell smiled as he slipped the packet of Special K from his pocket. Ketamine, administered in proper doses, was commonly used for pain control. It was also an anesthetic drug. Earlier that week, it had taken a lot of smooth talk for Matthew to persuade his best friend Ryan to get the drug for him, convincing Ryan that ketamine was harmless. They both knew that it was a lie. Large doses of any drug could be deadly. Among a few of Matthew's male friends, ketamine was the drug du jour. It was not easily found, but, with the right connections, anything could be bought on the streets. Ryan seemed to have influence where most others did not. Matthew had the money to buy whatever he wanted. Ryan was never a user of any drugs, but was often swayed to do as Matthew asked. As far as Ryan was concerned, that was what friends did. They stuck together and helped each other out. It was Matthew's convincing argument that had sealed the deal, unabashedly boasting that he had wanted to have one last romp with one of the old hometown girls before they went to university, and in Ryan's mind a true friend could not question that. Hayley Pearson had never quite fitted into Matthew's little clique of friends, yet he always imagined being with her in a sexual way. Matthew, in his chauvinistic attitude, believed that she had been chasing him around the school since grade 10. He felt that now was the time to be caught. With his parents out of the city for the weekend, there could not be a better time to invite her to his house. With high school days behind him, he wanted to take the world by the tail and to live a little. Matthew dropped 2 ice cubes into each glass, added a generous splash of gin, and topped it off with tonic water. He felt rather pleased with himself as he thought about how the evening might unfold. After emptying the contents of the ketamine packet into Hayley's glass, he picked up a swizzle stick and gave the drink a stir, leaving the stick in her glass. He knew that he had mixed in enough such that the drug would render her totally unconscious, and that was exactly what he wanted, to make love to her without actually having a corpse in his arms. To Matthew, it was irrelevant as to whether or not Hayley was willing to go along with his plan, nor did he think about the criminal charges that could result as a consequence of what he was about to do. In his mind, it was his well-deserved send-off party before he went up to the university. Matthew stood at the bar, mixing the drinks, while Hayley paced nervously in the centre of the room. The house was elaborately decorated compared to her own home, yet there was a coldness about it that made her uneasy. Why is it, she thought, that rich people bought things of no meaning? Matthew waltzed lightly across the room, and his moves relaxed her. She smiled when he handed her a glass of gin and tonic. He winked, tipped his glass to hers, and said smoothly, "Here's to us." "Here's to saying goodbye to Toronto. McGill, here we come," Hayley said, excitedly, removing the swizzle stick from her glass and flicking droplets at Matthew. They both laughed. She knew that it took more than luck to be accepted into McGill, and it wasn't old money that got her in. It was a lot of hard work and good grades. She could have chosen any one of 10 universities. The offers were there, but she chose McGill, firstly for its reputation, and secondly because it was in Montreal, not too far away from Toronto. She liked knowing that she could go home, where her heart belonged, at long weekends and holidays. "I didn't know that you were going to McGill," Matthew said, as he glanced nervously at the glass of gin and tonic that she held. For just a moment he considered taking it back from her, then thought of the fun that he would be missing if she did not drink it. Then, before he could take the glass from her hand or give it further thought, she said, "Only the best, bottoms up," and she tossed the drink back in one gulp. Within less than a minute, Hayley felt weak at the knees, and she wondered if she had made a mistake by meeting Matthew at his house. By then it was too late. There was no turning back, there was no fleeing, and there was no escaping what Matthew was.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?